Hello everyone, welcome back to your weekly tech update, the show that explores the newest, coolest, and sometimes mind-boggling side of tech available on the interwebs. I'm your tech fiend, Ray McNeal. Coming up on the program today, scientists recreate Neptune's diamond rain using powerful lasers. A almost 1,200 horsepower aerial electric sports car is real, and it's going to go on sale in 2020. And finally, in this week's What The?, a teen is under arrest after authorities say he tried to rob a man of his car, but couldn't carry through with it because he didn't know how to drive the vehicle. He really thought that one through. All that and much more coming up on your weekly tech update next. Hi everyone, we've yet to fully explore Neptune and its fellow gas giants. Scientists have a lot of theories about them based on the info that we do know. For instance, they believe that it rains diamonds on those planets. How cool would that be? Unless you're caught in a rainstorm, I suppose. Diamonds that sink into their interior and form a sparkly crust around their solid cores. Since it might take a long time before we can actually study our gas giants more closely, well, a team of researchers have decided to take matters into their own hands. They recreated Neptune's conditions at Stanford's SLAC laboratory and successfully observed the formation of diamond rain, thanks to the help of some very powerful lasers. The team used a plastic material called polystyrene to simulate Neptune's methane-rich atmosphere. Both the plastic and methane, which is responsible for the planet's blue cast, are made of hydrogen and carbon molecules. To create the high-pressure conditions that squeeze those hydrogen and carbon molecules into diamonds, they used SLAC's Matter in Extreme Conditions instrument inside the most powerful X-ray laser in the world, the LINAC Coherent Light Source. This instrument combines the beams emitted by the LCLS with high-power optical laser beams. SLAC recently upgraded MEC to give it the power of 17 Teslas, discharging 100 kilowatt-hour batteries in a single second. Scientists can now use it to recreate extremely high pressure conditions of distant planets for study, which is exactly what this particular group did. They created shockwaves in the plastic using MEC's lasers, which turned almost every carbon atom in the material into diamond structures a few nanometers in size. The researchers believe the stones Uranus and Neptune squeeze out can make Marilyn Monroe swoon and could reach millions of carats in weight. In the future, people could also use this study's results to manufacture nanodiamonds for jewelry, scientific equipment, electronics, and other commercial purposes. Now that they're done recreating Neptune in the lab, the researchers plan to use the same methods to look into the interior of other types of planets as well. In more research news this week, imagine you're on your way to Mars and you lose a crucial tool during a spacewalk. Not to worry, you'll simply re-enter your spacecraft and use some microorganisms to convert your bodily fluids and exhaled carbon dioxide into chemicals to make a new one. That, at least, is the ultimate goal of scientists who are developing ways to make long space trips feasible. The researchers presented their findings at the 254th National Meeting and Exposition of the American Chemical Society. Astronauts can't take a lot of spare parts into space because every extra ounce adds to the cost of fuel needed to escape Earth's gravity. If astronauts are going to make journeys that span several years, we'll need to find a way to reuse and recycle everything that we bring with us. That came from PhD Mark A. Blenner, who says atom economy will become really important. The solution lies in part with the astronauts themselves, who will constantly generate waste from breathing, eating, and using materials. Unlike their friends on Earth, Blenner says these spacefarers won't want to throw anything away. So he and his team are studying how to repurpose these molecules and convert them into products the astronauts need on their journey, such as polyesters and nutrients. Some essential nutrients, such as omega-3 fatty acids, have a shelf life of just a couple of years, says Blenner, who is at Clemson University. They'll need to be made en route, beginning a few years after launch or at the destination. Having a biological system that astronauts can awaken from a dormant state to start producing what they need when they need it is the motivation for our project, he says. Blenner's biological system includes a variety of strains of a yeast. These organisms require both nitrogen and carbon to grow. Blenner's team discovered that the yeast can obtain their nitrogen from bodily fluids. Meanwhile, the yeast can obtain their carbon from CO2, which could come from astronauts' exhaled breaths or from the Martian atmosphere. One of the yeast strains produces omega-3 fatty acids, which contribute to heart, eye, and brain health. Another strain has been engineered to churn out monomers and link them to make polyester polymers. Those polymers could then be used in a 3D printer to generate new plastic parts. On one hand, it seems like it could be a revolutionary new technology that could enable the human race to reach far out into space. On the other hand, it sounds an awful lot like Will Wheaton's character in Eureka.
Presenting the latest in interstellar molecular gastronomy. My limacoids are a nutritionally perfect food. They will provide for every dietary need on Titan.
Tastes like chicken.
Don't they? This is a freshly baked batch. Bet you can't eat just one.
What are limacoids anyway?
Banana slugs.